In Preston Open Market, people like to take their time over decisions, and they do have 4 months before they have to decide on the EU referendum. But we did find one issue which could play a big part in how people vote.
Immigration's a big factor, isn't it?
Immigration.
Figures out today show net migration to the UK, the number of people who come minus those who leave, was 323,000 in the year to the end of September. That was up 31,000 on the previous 12 months. And in the same period, the net migration figure from inside the EU was 172,000. That was up from the previous figure of 158,000. Just outside Preston, the Prime Minister was visiting a factory where they assemble the Eurofighter. The symbolism was pretty clear. But what about those immigration figures?
And let's have Andy Bell from Channel 5.
The figures today show that the net migration into this country is still running at 3 times the target you set of 100,000. Isn't it just time to admit that as long as we're inside the European Union, we simply can't control immigration because we have open borders with 27 other countries?
Well, immigration, the figures out today show that migration numbers coming down slightly, but it is still too high, and we need to take action right across the board. And this does raise an interesting point. If we were to vote to leave the EU, actually the countries outside the EU that have full access to the single market, like Norway, they actually have to accept the free movement of people. And in fact, if we left the EU, the deal that I've just negotiated doesn't stand.
For a lot of people, this boils down to jobs versus immigration. The fear about what might happen to our economy if we leave the EU, the concern over whether we can keep control of our borders if we stay in.
We don't control the borders, and so
So you want to vote out?
I think, well, unless I'm convinced any other way.
If we've made the decision to go into it, we should stay in it, really,
Okay.
and try to improve the condition that we've set.
There will be one more set of immigration figures before we vote. It is an issue which is sure to be a big factor in whether we stay or whether we go. Andy Bell, 5 News, Preston.